Well, that would be good evening in Norwegian. God kväll. Different. So today's Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. 305 days clean and sober today. So far, so good. Almost through Veterans Treatment Court. Phase 3 today. Oh, yeah. Today's just for today is I can't, but we can. From the isolation of our addiction, we find a fellowship of people with a common bond. Our faith, strength, and hope from people sharing their recovery. That's true. You know, we used to bond to people that were either drunks or addicts or whatever, hang out with them all the time and may not have understood the conversation, but we had plenty of them. Oh boy. Many a conversation where I didn't have a fucking clue of what the hell we were talking about. But sure as hell had a great time talking about it. Well, nowadays, I do enjoy hearing about others' road to recovery and their trials and turbulences and you know, because we are all going to go through some shit. It ain't a simple, you know, easy path. Alright. Admit no weakness. Conceal all shortcomings. Deny every failure. Go it alone. That was the creed many of us followed. We denied that we were powerless over our addiction, that our lives had become unmanageable, despite all evidence to the contrary. Yeah, it was clear as day, but I wasn't copping to it. Didn't want to. Well, that changed. Found that, you know what, I wanted to live a better life. And I learned that putting it in the hands of my higher power, letting go of all the bullshit, working the steps, you know, this fellowship and NA and AA and this all of it works together. Going to meetings, talking to people in groups, and talking to God. Holding myself responsible for all the bullshit I put me through. But not hanging on to the shit, you know, come to terms with it and try and move forward, and hold myself accountable for my actions. And there's everybody's recovery is going to be a little bit different. It's not just a simple, step one, step two, step three per se. There's going to be variabilities. The steps aren't, totally exactly the same for each person. And we got to find each step our own way. And, it really helps when you have this fellowship. Back to I can't, but we can. Alright, let me see here. Many of us would not surrender without the assurance there was something worth surrendering to. Many of us took our first step only when we had evidence that addicts could recover in Narcotics Anonymous. In NA, we find others who've been in the same predicament with the same needs, who found tools that work for them. These addicts are willing to share those tools with us and give us the emotional support we need as we learn to use them. Yeah, it's great to have a bag of tools, but if you ain't got a fucking clue on what to do with them, uh, that was hard learned. But we can learn, by listening to others. I was just telling my son last night about the three key, values to recovery: honesty, open mindedness, and willingness. We've got to be honest. We can't just keep lying to ourselves and think that shit's gonna work, and others. Once we become honest, we might have a chance. But without being honest, beating a dead horse. Open mindedness. Got to be open minded to hear what others have to say. Because somebody might have something that'll change your life, but you got to be listening, and you got to be willing. Every once in a while, you're going to hear something that just might work for you, and you got to be willing to give it a shot. Try it out. It's up to you. It's up to each person. But without those three values, it ain't going to be a simple task. You need those three values, really, to get your strength and foundation to make that journey in recovery. Alright, recovering. Let's see. Recovering addicts know how important to. Okay. We find it. Okay, back to this here. In NA, we find others who've been in the same predicament with the same needs, who found tools that work for them. These addicts are willing to share those tools with us and give us the emotional support we need as we learn to use them. Recovering addicts know how important the help of others can be because they've been given that help themselves. My God, I try to buy some thank you cards to send out to others, to some of the people that helped me. And the list just kept getting longer and longer. So many have helped me in my journey in recovery that I don't even know where to begin. And it all starts with deciding that you need the help, seeking it out. Coming to terms with the fact that, hey man, my shit ain't working. I'm tired of it being unmanageable. I'm tired of, being powerless. Once you make that decision and start seeking out help, looking for others that are actually, successful, which, yeah, well, there's a lot out there that are successful in their recovery, and so far I've got 305 days of success in my recovery. I ain't saying I'm perfect, but I haven't drank and I haven't used. And, I'm still an asshole, don't get me wrong, but not quite as bad as I was. When we become part of Narcotics Anonymous, we join a society of addicts like ourselves, a group of people who know that we help one another recover. Just for today, I will join in the bond of recovery. I will find the experience, strength, and hope I need in the fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous. And AA also works. And, there's a bunch of them out there that are groups for recovery, CA, I don't even know them all, but there's a bunch of them out there, guys. And that getting that community of others that are seeking recovery, gives you hope. It helps build hope. God bless you all and have a great night.